Getting into that comfortable position, wherever that is for you today. If you're still in bed, you can stay there. If you're sitting down, you can stay. If you're laying down, you can stay. Just wherever you are, where you can find some comfort. And if you want to experiment with going a little deeper into this practice, you can make a commitment to yourself to remain still for the session. As when the body is still, then we are able to go into the body a little bit more easily. But if you have to move, there's no worries. You're not ruining anything by moving. So as you're arriving, just starting to check in with your physical body today, with your posture, with your spine, and noticing the shape that your spine is in. Sometimes we think our spine is straight, but we're actually like a little bit tilted or curved. So just checking in with the shape your spine is in right now. And just feeling the pelvic floor align with the back of your throat. So feeling that center line of energy from the pelvic floor all the way through the throat center and extending into the brainstem and through the crown of your head. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can allow the eyes to gently close. And you can mark your arrival today to this practice with a full and deep cleansing breath. Taking a slow and intentional inhale in through the nose and feeling that air travel to every corner and edge of your body, really filling you up. And then just pausing for a moment when you are full and just experiencing what it's like to be full of air. And without straining, as you need to, slowly let that air go. Slowly decompressing, allowing all the air to exit your body, pushing a little bit more air out of you. And then pausing once again in that emptiness, in that stillness. And letting the next breath come as it needs to. And you can continue to breathe just like that a few more rounds if you'd like. Just exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath, the inhale and the pause, the exhale and the pause. And at any point, you can allow your breath to return to its natural state. Or to maybe find a new natural state after kind of resetting the breath. Just noticing the pattern of your breath when you release control. And just know that sometimes it is extremely difficult to observe the breath without having any sort of control over it. So if that is you today, there is no worries. And if the breath at any point is not a relaxing thing for you to focus on for any reason, you can turn your attention to your heart, to the physical heartbeat that is in your chest. Just reminding yourself of the miracle that is your heartbeat. You can let your attention rest on the face and on the head now. And just feel a sense of release, or allow a sense of release to wash over your face and your head. So you can allow all the muscles to ungrip from the bones. All those muscles that scrunch up your eyebrows and your forehead, feeling all those release. The eyelids, the jaw, the cheeks, even the lips and the chin and the nose. softening the ears, the hairline, the scalp, so that any expression that was on the face is just melting away along with the tension of the muscles. And just make space for that same sense of allowance and softness to expand throughout the rest of the body. So softening the muscles in the neck and the shoulders, just enough so that you can stay in your posture. So sometimes it's helpful to envision, if you're sitting upright, sometimes it's helpful to envision a magnetic force at the crown of your head. So you can just soften underneath that magnet, or just a string lifting you up from the crown of your head. So you remain in that straight posture, but you allow the muscles to soften beneath that. And if you're laying down, of course, you can just melt into the surface that you're in. And just feeling the back of your neck getting a little bit longer. So noticing if maybe the head is starting to tip backwards. And see if your chin can just tuck down really slightly toward your chest so that you feel some length through the back of the neck. And just noticing what that does for the relationship between your heart and your brain. Straightening the neck can really just clear that channel from your physical heart up through the throat, the neck, through the brainstem, and into the brain itself. So clearing that channel of blood flow going into your brain. Letting the shoulders be totally soft and heavy. Letting the arms and the hands be heavy. And just allowing all the muscles to feel like they're almost rolling off of the bones. And letting the rib cage soften, the stomach, all the muscles in the abdomen and the back. Feeling them just rest against the organs, almost like they're hugging the organs. Letting your hips soften into whatever position you're in. The glutes, the pelvic floor, all releasing any remaining tension just by checking in. And noticing how much tension you hold in these areas before we release them. Just noticing what that resting tension level is like. And just by being aware of that, we bring some space to lean in and soften into that. So letting the legs relax, the feet, all the muscles throughout the body, just giving in to the position that they're in. And maybe feeling yourself stepping back and up in the mind and away from the physical body. Trusting that your body is perfect, it is safe, it is held. And traveling inward, traveling a little bit deeper into your mind, into your body on a feeling level. As you start to think about or you start to contemplate the idea of healing. And not letting this be a thinking process, but just allowing for whatever feelings that come up when I say the word healing to come up. And just noticing what your starting point is today. And knowing that sometimes we can feel quite overwhelmed by the idea of healing. Just noticing what views you hold on to with healing. Sometimes it can feel like an impossible task or like a burden. Sometimes we feel ready to heal. Sometimes we feel excited about the idea of healing. But just honoring wherever your starting point is with this idea today. And just asking yourself, sometimes we talk a lot about healing, but just asking yourself what healing means to you. Healing is a very personal journey. It's a personal process. And someone else's idea of healing might not resonate with what we believe healing is for us. So allowing the space for your body to answer these questions. Again, not thinking about the answers to any questions, but just letting yourself hear the words and observing how your body is responding. Sometimes we tend to tighten up at questions that bring up uncomfortable feelings. Sometimes our fists clench, or our jaw, or our forehead. So if you notice the body is physically responding to the idea of healing in a quite rigid way, then just tuning into the parts of your body that are responding and tuning in with a sense of curiosity, a gentle sense of curiosity and support, the same as you would maybe a small child who's crying or someone who's upset. Just coming at this from a very gentle, understanding, curious perspective. And allowing any answers that bubble up in the form of thoughts or sensations to come. And then as you think about the idea of healing, you may have ideas that come up involving your current journey of healing, or maybe your past, or maybe aspirations for the future. It might be a very specific idea that comes up of a specific thing we need to heal if we're dealing with an injury or an illness. Or it might be a quite general sense of healing past traumas. But just setting that intention for yourself, just getting on the same page as your body. Tuning into the needs of your body, what your body is asking for some healing, energetic support with, and just having the patience to sit with that. Sit with whatever answers you're receiving. And you might not be receiving a lot. You might be a little lost, and that is okay too. Just sitting with whatever feelings you are currently experiencing. Knowing that this is the practice. And sometimes these days we hear a lot about meditation being about erasing negative energy and erasing toxic behavior, and a lot of talk about just erasing parts of us. And we do not need to be perfect and whole and holy beings in order to sit and meditate. And that idea is really harmful, I think. You can be incredibly sick You can be physically ill and in pain, and sit down and meditate and sit with that pain, sit with the illness, with the disease. And that is what the practice is. It's sitting with whatever is present. No matter if you label it as positive or negative or toxic or healing. And these labels can sometimes just hinder us from experiencing our feelings. Knowing that all the spectrums of feelings are necessary, the full spectrum, from deep pain and suffering to full joy and happiness. And if you did not experience deep pain and suffering, you would feel like something was missing from your life. You would feel an emptiness. So just having some appreciation for the things you like to heal from, the dark times of your life that you are currently still healing from. First, just trusting that you've experienced all you were meant to experience. And there doesn't have to be a specific reason. Sometimes the only reason we experience hard things is so that we can heal from them. And then when we heal from them, we can show others how to heal from them, or share how we healed with others, and maybe that resonates. So just trusting the events that have happened in your life, allowing for any emotional releases, knowing that tears and shaking and any physical response from the body needs to happen. And the more we fight that and kind of push it down, just the louder it will echo inside of us. So when you feel that wave of emotions, or when you feel the wave of sensations and feelings, just allowing for it to come. And at the same time, remembering that every storm will run out of rain. And that no feeling lasts forever. Every single thing in this life is temporary. So letting that truth power you through feeling the tough things, and also letting that truth allow you to appreciate and feel the joy and the nice things a little bit fuller and deeper. And just trusting your own process of healing, your own personal timeline, not comparing your journey to anyone else's. We are all connected and we are all one to some extent, but we are also all individuals. We all have our own path, our own story, our own experiences, our own keys to healing, our own ways of healing. And sometimes we can get stuck looking outward when we're really trying to heal something. We get stuck looking at watching a bunch of YouTube videos or talking to a bunch of people trying to get advice on how to heal this specific part of your life. And information can be really helpful, just gathering accounts, gathering others' stories and information. But we eventually have to learn to forget all of that and sit with what is present in our bodies. And sometimes if we receive too much outward information, that can get a little fuzzy and it can be a little confusing what we are feeling. But you can always nurture that relationship back. You can always look outward a little bit less, look inward a little bit more, and remembering that Nobody can tell you what you are feeling. Nobody can tell you what your next step is in life. Only you know the answers to your own life's puzzles. And others are there to help us, to support us emotionally along the journey, to share some ideas that really might be the keys that we are looking for. But only you know that. Only you know if that is true or not. But we must first start to nurture that trust with our bodies. Sometimes we can't really trust our bodies if our bodies have been through a lot of trauma and been through a lot of suffering. Sometimes our bodies have responses that aren't the most helpful, or maybe don't share what the truth is here. So when that is the case, it's even more important for us to quiet the noise and look inward even more and become brutally honest with yourself. And there might be a narrative you've been telling yourself for a long time about what needs to heal inside of you and how you need to do it. And that narrative might not be your truth. There might be another voice playing in the background telling you what you really need to hear or where the focus should be shifted. So being open to what your body has to tell you. And just quieting all that noise so that you can truly listen inward. So just continue to sit in silence for about another minute or so. And just continue to soften into your body. Continue to relax the areas where tension pops up. And just see if your body has anything to say to you. So just sitting with whatever messages came up for you, sitting with silence, if that's all that came up for you. And then just repeating the following words of affirmation to yourself. And you can do this aloud if you'd like. You can do this in your mind, or you can just listen and feel. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So, I am fully capable of healing. I was born to heal. I am worthy of all the great things in life. I have everything I need to achieve all I dream of. I am fully supported and held on all realms. I am deeply safe in this body, in this world. I love myself deeply and fully. I allow my love to heal me deeply and fully. I watch as my love expands around me. I trust in my ability to feel uncomfortable things. I trust in my ability to rise from the ashes. I am a whole and loving and connected being. I am here to love myself and to love all others. I'm just taking the next few moments to allow all these words to settle. Allow this whole practice to settle. Allow anything that has resonated and connected with you to stay within you. And anything else will naturally fall away. And just take a moment to thank yourself for showing up and for listening today. And remembering that anything that has resonated or connected with you was your doing. Your body knows your truth. And when things resonate, it's just when what we're hearing outside of us matches what we feel inside of us. So just remembering that you already know all the solutions to your problems. As long as you trust the answers that you find and trust your body and nurture that relationship you have with your body so that you can trust your body. By fueling it, by putting the right foods and lots of water into your body, by taking care of your temple so that you can trust what you find inside. So if it feels like something you'd like to do, you can bring your hands to a prayer position at heart center. And just take a moment to feel the pulsing of your palms into each other. Feel the pulsing of your heart toward your thumbs and your thumbs back into your heart. And just remembering the power that you have been gifted. This power to love, to create, to heal. And as you take a deep and full conscious breath into the body, really feel yourself filling up to every corner and every edge. And as you exhale, slowly decompressing and allowing the head to bow. And just bowing to the source of energy that created you. that's allowing your heart to beat. Bowing to all the guidance and love around you, angels, spirits, ancestors, guides, whatever word you might have. Bowing to everyone else in this space who's completed this practice alongside you, and all of their ancestors, angels, spirits, and guides. And then most importantly, bowing to yourself for listening, for choosing to show up, for taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you and expand within you throughout the rest of your days and nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.